Welcome to Fairy Tale Access, where the head fairy's quest is to prove that fairy tales do exist in actual time rather than once upon a time. Together, we will unravel the heroes, young and old, who turn dreams into reality. These are the people who still believe in happily ever after. The discoveries will bend even our most cynical non-believers into believing in fairy tales. Hi, welcome to Fairy Tale Access. Today we're discussing weight loss and different ways to accomplish it. We've all been on a diet in America once or twice, and my guest today is Ashley Erickson. Ashley, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay, so tell us about your weight loss journey.
I mean, in the last 4 years or so, it's really been kind of diving into it. You know, I've started out at 350 pounds.
Okay.
I'm now down around 230. And this has been within 4 years. You know, it's better to do it slowly than it is to just rapidly come off.
I agree. So how did you gain the weight?
I would say I've always been a bigger girl, always since I was younger. You know, I've classified myself as more of like the emotional eater. You get stressed out. I used to just turn to going to eat, whether it was personal issues, just not being myself 100%, if that makes sense. And then, you know, it's one day it just clicks, and you're like, I need to do something. So that's when after hearing from a few family friends, they went to Hypnosis. And of course, you're skeptical about that.
Of course.
I mean, it's not the first thing that pops into your head when you think about losing weight. But it actually, as skeptical as I was, it's the best thing that ever happened.
Oh, really? So what was that experience like?
You know, it's very hard to explain it because people look at you and they're like, that makes absolutely no sense. Because, you know, you're sitting in a room with about, it can be between 30 and 60 other people. And you think that this won't help. Like, how can one person hypnotize 60 people at once?
Right.
But it's the way that she does it, she individually goes through your mind in the subconscious side. And when you walk out of the room after sitting there for 4 hours, you feel like a completely different person.
Really? Well, that's really cool. So did you notice right away that you felt like you were going to lose weight?
Yeah, I mean, before I walked in there, of course, you know, you're changing your lifestyle. You go in beforehand, you eat everything you probably shouldn't be eating. And then when you walk out of there, your mindset's different. You know, I'll go home and I'll cook meats, vegetables, have no cheese, no fat, nothing. It's a complete 360 from when you walk in the door to when you walk out.
I can't imagine being in the same room with 30 or 60 other people and being hypnotized.
I mean, it's a different feeling. But it also, you're
Do you know what's
focused.
going on all the time?
No.
No?
It's really weird because sometimes you look at her and she's floating in the chair. As insane as that sounds.
Really?
She's like glowing and it's the strangest thing. But that's when you know that you're really being hypnotized, when she's staring at you.
Wow. So it's not like going to a gypsy fortune teller?
Absolutely not. Completely different.
Really? Wow. So what other things do you think contributed to the weight gain in the first place?
I mean, even, you know, like when you're younger, you always have like the friends and then like the people you think are your friends. And, you know, it's constant bullying. I mean, I went through that continuously from elementary school all the way up until high school. You know, it still happens to this day, but that's something that you kind of have to just roll with the punches with and not let it affect you. And I know when I was younger, I used to let it affect me. And now it's kind of, you can say what you want. I really don't have any, what's it called? It's not really getting to me as much as it used to.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for young people that are going through it?
I would have to say just continue to be yourself because whatever's happening to you is more of a reflection of the other person than it actually is yourself. Once you figure out who you are and who you want to be, you'll have that like solid ground to stand on.
So was losing weight more of a health factor when you started looking into it? No.
Other than my weight, I was 100% healthy. There was nothing wrong with me.
So when you went into the doctor's office, were you like, don't tell me the weight or tell me the weight?
I mean, it was a known factor that I had an issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything that he was going to say that was going to make me mad or the other end. It was more of a reality than anything. And I just did it for myself more than anything.
So having lost the weight now, because you've done over 115 pounds, do you have more energy? How's it changed your life? What are you able to do now that you weren't able to do before?
I mean, I have a completely different mindset now. It's not more of a poor me attitude. It's get up and get going. You can't stay in the same rut that you have for. When you change your body and your lifestyle, you have to also change the emotional and the mental side of it. That's part of like the biggest piece of it, I think.
Does it give you more confidence?
Oh, absolutely. Before, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely no, not a chance.
That's awesome. So what other advice do you have for people that are trying to lose weight, that have tried all of these crazy diets that are out there? What would you say is the biggest thing to overcome when you're going into hypnosis?
I mean, if you're going to go in and do it, you might as well just give it your full chance. You know, don't second guess it. Don't think, oh, well, I'll try it for 1 day or 2 days, maybe a week. It's a all in or nothing. It's not just I'm going to eat clean 1 day and then the next year, I don't know, eating donuts or something.
Yeah, but those are good.
They are.
So what about setbacks? How do you handle those? What would be good advice for other people?
I mean, starting hypnosis, it's not always a start and finish. There's always been times where I've fallen off. I've fallen off for months. I've probably gained 20 pounds back, and then you realize that, okay, I need to get back to my normal self.
So how often do you have to go for hypnosis?
I've gone maybe 4 or 5 times in a span of 4 years.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No.
That's really good results. That's awesome. And what about the other people that you've met there?
I mean, I have, there's social media is a huge thing now. So there's groups on Facebook that everyone that's been there is a part of. I have many family friends that have been there, as well as family members. So it's not just an outsiders support group. It's all around. Whether it's my own family in the house or my friends, it's just continued support. They always question me, when are you going to go off your diet? It's not a question of when I'm going off. It's how it is. They like to make fun of me for it, but it's all right.
That's awesome. So have you found that you were able to walk more, go places, do sports?
I mean, I've always been active. My parents had me in soccer, t-ball, basketball, any sport. I was in it. I was big into swimming when I was younger as well. Did high school track, you name it, I was in it. Just before, about 2 years ago, I was really big into running. I'd gotten up to, I could run like a half mile. That's the farthest I could run straight without having to stop.
How far can you go now?
I haven't run in a while.
It's hard on the knees.
It is, especially, when I got into a minor car accident, that's kind of when the lifestyle change really started. Having major back problems now, it's very hard to, even walk at times. So running is completely out of the question.
And do you notice as you lose weight that it gets better, or?
It's not exactly like something that can be fixed with weight loss. Yeah, it will help, but it's not.
So
Exactly.
who's your biggest supporter?
I'd have to say my parents and my brother. They're always they're always on me. When I do decide to go off the diet randomly at times, they always look at me and they're like, no, you're not supposed to eat that. And I just look at him like, I know, but I am.
Do you make up for it with exercise?
Yeah, I mean, since a car accident, I haven't really been able to work out a lot. Um, what it comes down to is when they say it's 80% in the kitchen, 20% in the gym, it's true. All I do now for working out is walking at work. I can walk sometimes between 4 and 12, 13 miles a day. That's it. I don't go to a gym. I don't do any of this CrossFit or all the other fads they have out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just what I'm putting into my body and fueling it.
That's awesome. So what were your favorite books growing up?
I've never really been a big reader. I've been more into music
Really?
than anything.
What kind of music do you like?
I'm huge into country.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a story. There's a story in every song.
There is.
It's usually sad.
I mean, the new stuff that's coming out, it's not all sad.
That's true. What's the challenge of accepting the new you besides clothes shopping, which must be fun?
It is, except for I want everything, and I don't have the money to get everything. I would have to say, it's the physical part of me, yeah, it's changed.
Mm-hmm.
There's still that inner battle of accepting the changes. It's a difference in confidence, the ability to do things. Just the way that I talk to people now, it's not closed in, it's more outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can probably be overbearing and too much, and that's fine. But that's really the bottom line. It's really trying to figure out who I am now rather than who I was back then.
Oh, that's good. So you like what you're finding?
Slowly.
Still
getting there.
What about in the workplace? Do you have a job that you sit down all day, or do you have a job that keeps you active and moving?
Every day when I walk into work, it's a different story every day. It's never I'm just going to be sitting at my desk all day. I can walk into my office, sit down, and then 5 times in the next 5 minutes, I can be in and out. There's definitely days where I'm sitting down constantly, but for the most part, I'm on the go.
And you still found ways to lose weight,
Yep.
even working in an office?
Yep.
Amazing. So what other advice would you have for our viewers?
I would have to say, if you're really thinking about doing it, that's already the first step. You've gotten past the denial part of, I don't need to fix anything, everything's fine. Just get up and do it. The only person that's really holding you back is yourself. And that's the biggest thing that I found. You're the only one that is holding you back to better your life and continue to do things.
What kind of things do you find every day to just make yourself feel like everything's getting better?
Honestly, when I get up in the morning getting ready for work and I put on a pair of jeans that are 10 sizes smaller than when I was at my biggest size, that right there, it's being in a size 14, 16 now compared to a 26, 28 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
it's completely different.
Absolutely. So what kind of positive things do you tell yourself every day when you look in the mirror?
And it's really just keep going. I'm not done yet. Still want to lose probably another 50 or 60 pounds, and then I'll be done. And then at that point, it's more of a maintenance thing. But it's really just keep going, because you're not done yet.
That's great. Thanks for sharing so much about yourself. And hypnosis. It
Try
really
it.
works.
Try it.
And you went to a hypnosis in what city? Was it Holyoke, Mass?
It's out of West Springfield, Mass.
Okay.
It's the Key Hypnosis. She's known all over the world. I've gone to certain sessions and where you talk to people that are there, and they're traveling from Florida, Maine, taking very long rides just to come see her.
Wow.
There's obviously it's more of a pricier. There's many hypnotists around. I've been to a couple of them, and none of them compare to this one. She's amazing.
What's her name?
It's Julie Ann Kibe.
Okay. That definitely sounds interesting. What should they look for if they're, interviewing hypnosis?
I mean, I would just say do the research on it.
Check online.
I mean, well, everyone out there these days, everyone has opinions, and they're very, very interested in making those opinions known, whether they like something or not. But I don't see anything negative that's come from her. She's helped probably hundreds of thousands of people. I could be exaggerating, but I don't think so.
And you just found out about her from family and friends?
Yep.
And then were you still skeptical? Did you check online?
Not really. I just kind of went with it. I know that it had worked for other people that I know. It was worth a shot.
Absolutely. Well, that was a big step.
It was.
I don't know if I would go to a hypnosis.
Don't knock it before you try it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like leaving somebody else in charge.
You don't even realize it, though.
Really?
She's in your head and you don't even know it.
Okay. Anything else we forgot? I think the message that you'd be giving people is the challenge of accepting the new you on all levels. Good news. 115 pounds. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
I'm not done yet.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to hearing more from you soon. And until next time, keep asking questions. The answers are out there. And you never know what will happen until you try it. Hypnosis, weight loss,